its aid to Israel. And joining us now to talk more about this is human rights attorney and senior counsel for the Lawfare Project, Gerard Filitti. Gerald, great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So
it's absolutely a disgrace what's going on.
Yeah, I saw this, and, you've seen a couple stories crop up about this. There was one in Metro Atlanta that I saw where a teacher had a poster where he was teaching world history, and instead of having Israel on the map, he had a map of Palestine. I think that teacher actually got fired as a result of that because that's not accurate. But, BDS, the boycott, divestiture, and sanction movement, that's racism right there on its face.
It's discriminatory. The purpose of BDS is to discriminate against Jewish and Israeli companies and individuals. On its face, that is what it does. For them to take a position for school teachers, for 6,000 school teachers who are members of this union in San Francisco, to say that Israel commits war crimes and apartheid is absurd. But basically because these allegations are completely untrue and lack any substance whatsoever. So when you have school teachers who are signing on to a politicized anti-Semitic resolution that is basically and patently false, how can we trust them to teach your children? This plays into the larger dialogue of what's going on in our classrooms. California enacted an ethnic studies model curriculum. They're pushing to study critical race theory and critical ethnic studies. They see everything through the prism of white privilege, settler colonialism, and capitalism. And this is something that is undermining the value of the education that our kids are getting. It's ridiculous that they will not have accurate factual knowledge going into college and into life because of these teachers who seem to be more intent on politicizing issues than teaching what is true and accurate.
Now, BDS is one of those words that gets bandied about a lot by the Squad and other members of the ultra-progressive left, and you hear about it at these pro-Palestinian protests. But we talked yesterday, Gerald, about the attempts to kind of normalize anti-Zionism is something different than anti-Semitism. But when you're talking about BDS and anti-Zionism, it is the same thing as anti-Semitism.
It is. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and BDS plays into that. BDS is an attack, just as anti-Zionism is, on the belief that Jews are indigenous to the Middle East and to Israel, and they have a right to their national homeland. It is basically a sentiment that is perpetuated by people who claim to be for indigenous rights, but they refuse to accept that Jews have a right to be in Israel. And they do this by asserting these BDS resolutions. I saw one being played out at UC Santa Barbara the other night on TV, where students are passionately speaking about Israel committing war crimes and being an apartheid state. Israel gives more rights to its Jewish and non-Jewish and to its Arab citizens than any other state in the Middle East. Yet for students who don't know the truth because they're being fed a pack of lies by their school teachers, they take this to heart and they go about and become vicious anti-Semites. It's not normal people out on the streets who are attacking Jews lately. We've seen this in Los Angeles, we've seen this in New York, we've seen this around the country. Mm-hmm. People who are waving Palestinian flags, attacking Jews, this comes from somewhere. And part of the problem is the education.
Right, and we've seen these protests where they go into specific areas with high concentration of Jewish residents, Bal Harbor in Miami, the Diamond District, where a lot of Jews work in New York City, Los Angeles, as you indicated there. This is really troubling, and we hope something can be done about it. Great to have you with us. Gerard Filitti, I'm sorry I mispronounced your name in the onset here. I want to make sure I got it there from the Lawfare Project. Thank you so much, Gerard.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But you're funny.